Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing this video like this because I don't want to possibly spoiling like whatever key games I've played for week 2 and also the rankings for week 2 since I haven't done the week 2 video script yet. I'm just going to go over like the 10 key games, and I might do this format now instead of the whole like doing the key games and the post game and the pre-game halftime show, all that stuff, because it took a lot longer than I thought it would have. Partially because of work, partially because of other things getting in the way, like stuff around the house. Also, the game just deciding, hey, I'm not gonna actually save this game. I'm just gonna let you think it's gonna be saved, and you come back like an hour later, it's still loading up the game. So basically, the game ended up crashing, like it did with the Navy and Temple game. So I'm going to go in order first, like the losers of each key game, in the order that's listed on the screen. So it starts off with my game with McNary Central against Louisville first, which, of course, you'll see what the final score of that game is. Spoiler, Louisville lost. So Louisville goes into next week against Middle Tennessee State. A bounce back game for them, definitely. And hopefully to gather up some offense, because they are negative 235 total offensive yards, and they are hoping to bounce back against the Middle Tennessee State that lost 66-65. So, you got on one end a team that suffered a horrific loss, and on the other end you have a team that suffered a heartbreaking loss. So, let's see who's going to walk out of that game being 1-1. And then the next team on the list from order is Temple, who thought it was so nice to lose to Navy they did it twice. Meaning that the fact that they had that comeback in the third quarter to try to make it close, and then losing it due to the fact that their defense just stopped showing up, and so did their offense. The game got redone. They lost 47-14, and they're going up against a Buffalo team that scored only 6 points. So, which team's going to possibly come out on top on that one? I don't know, but it's going to be Temple's MAC opener, along with Buffalo's, I believe. Yeah, it'll be Buffalo's MAC opener as well, considering they lost to Rutgers on the same day. Well, no, the day before they lost to Navy. Well, that Navy lost. And then the next key game loser was surprisingly Georgia, because I have them winning. And they're starting off their SEC schedule against South Carolina, who won. And looking at their overalls, it's going to be a close one. I can't base off stats because it's only one game. Why would I try to base off victory off of one game when I'm looking at their overalls? Could be a close contest. Don't know if I want to make that a key game just yet. Against South Carolina. And then the next key game loser was Tampa Bay. Sorry, mine went blank there, as they kept losing the football, but they're going to bounce back against North Carolina. So you start off your year against two ACC opponents. And speaking of the ACC, Boston College, their next opponent is North Carolina State, and could be start of the downfall for Boston College. Could just been a setback against Mickey, because they scored 28 points, which ain't nothing to laugh at in a football game. But when you allow 91, yeah. Time to go to the drawing board. And that's all the losers for week 1. Now for the winners, as me controlling McNary Central, we will start off our SEC opener against Alabama. I'm not 100% sure if I want to make that a key game, because it took a little bit of time on that. But I'm thinking of keeping this format because I'm liking it. Because it's breaking down the games rather than just explaining, hey, this person did this many yards, this person did that many yards, this person had that many tackles, so on and so forth. Which, it's more videos on the channel, but it's also more time for me to do. Navy has a tougher test for week number 2 going against Rutgers, which they are still ranked. I'll say that, and I won't tell y'all what rank they are just yet. I can at least tell you they ain't number 1. And then the next team winner in Oklahoma State, they are going up against Florida Atlantic, which looks like it's going to be an easy one for them because Oklahoma State's B+, B+, B, Florida Atlantic's D+, C-, and C. All that adds up to a D+, I have no idea. With this being a college football game, somebody apparently failed college in the math department. And for Mickey, they're going against Nebraska, so yeah, apparently Mickey decided, since I had them replace Wake Forest, they took Wake Forest's schedule, and apparently Wake Forest is like, hey, let's start off against 2 of the best teams in the country, starting with 25th ranked Boston College, and then we go against Nebraska. Yeah. I decided to replace them with a more competent opponent. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have eaten popcorn before this video, but I will. And yeah, the next team is Virginia Tech. They are going against LSU, which this could definitely be a key game. I can just go ahead and say that because Game's selecting it as its game of the week, which is going to be very interesting. And yeah, LSU and Virginia Tech, top 10 battle. I'll at least go and say that Virginia Tech's in the top 10. So this could be a nice little update to the, well, another update to the scheduling of the video, how it's done. And yeah, some teams have a tougher road ahead of them, like for example Virginia Tech. They just keep getting tougher and tougher opponents. Of course, I used Tampa Bay to replace East Carolina, so realizing now in this universe now we wouldn't get Chris Johnson. As a Tennessee Titans fan, saddens me a bit because, well, Chris Johnson's one of the greatest running backs that I've ever seen in the NFL. But yeah, going against Virginia Tech, beating a good team in Tampa Bay, and then going on to LSU. Should be interesting to see that one. Mickey beating one ranked team, wondering if they can do it twice in a row. And in universe, McNair Central just put a beating on Louisville. Let's see how they do in conference play. Same with Georgia, although Georgia took a massive loss. Seeing how they can bounce back. A lot of questions coming into week 2, but still like early on in the season. And it's like first, like I'll show y'all when I do the actual explanation for week 2. A good amount of the rankings hadn't changed just yet. Then again, it's only week 1. But I'll go and try to do my best to get working on that. And I will see you all next time.